Hey folks, so here's the thing. Today is a special episode. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. What am I doing? Usually I'm asleep, but no, I'm up. I'm here. I'm wide awake, kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit. I don't know. So, I wanted to give you another episode because I didn't do an episode last week, but tonight, late night, I'm going to be talking comic book reviews. I'm going to be talking about ice cream. I'm going to be talking about San Diego Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con a little bit. And yeah, tomorrow's episode, which is going to be incredibly fun. I had a great time. So, this is the penultimate. That's what they would call this, penultimate episode to the season finale. That's the word people are using nowadays, penultimate. So yeah, because folks, I am Antonio Pomares, and this is the Hungry Bleak Show. Might be the last time you ever hear that opening music. I'll be honest with you. So, folks, it's not actually Friday, but I'm going to say this anyway. You made it to Thursday, which is impressive, great, amazing. How'd you do? How was the week? It's a little hot. I know it's summertime. Had some thunderstorms. Hope you're okay. I know the world's been a little wild and crazy, but take time. Make sure you're good. How's work? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we're all making the same joke. I'm just killing time till I retire. Meanwhile, you got like 89 years before you can retire. How's the family, loved ones? Good, perfect, lovely. Sometimes they do things like that, but you know what? You just kind of flow with it and go with it from there. All right. How are you doing? How are your knees? Yeah, they're a little wobbly. I know. That's cool. Don't worry about it. Look, drink your water. Eat something tasty. Enjoy the rest of the day like you can, and sit down, and spend the night with me. I don't mean like that. I mean just spend a little time with me tonight. That's what I meant. Apologies, not that Antonio is long dead. First thing I want to say is thank you very much to 133 Art and Unstoppable Comics. As you all know, I am an avid Kickstarter person, obviously. So I got incredible Changa 3, Changa and Obelisk number 3. Got this in. Awesome. Love the white cover. Normally I don't like white covers, but I thought that one just really was a great. Um, it made the art stand out even more, which is beautiful, especially the blood splatter. And then we've got New York versus the world. You all know I love skull art, so yeah, obviously this hits all that well. And there was a trading card with it as well, which I love. Trading cards with comics, I think they're awesome. Uh, Amazing. But then you also know, folks, you already know I got to get the T-shirt. So I also got the add-ons with the T-shirt. Obviously, skull art on the T-shirt. That's all me. And then can't be outdone with 133. And I love these Jade Obelisk T-shirts. They're awesome. Also, I love seeing logos inside of T-shirts. That's what means something to me. That's awesome. Um, and they're great and they're beautiful. I haven't been wearing black shirts because it's been so hot. So I'm wearing a black t-shirt tonight, and it's of Cyborg, giving you a little booyah action tonight. Everything I'm saying is wrong. Everything I'm saying is wrong. Anyway, so the big news that's been coming out for last week, I want to say the big news was Boom being purchased. Incredible, amazing, yes. But tonight we're going to do something different. San Diego Comic Con starts today. We'll start it today. Congratulations to everyone who's there. I hope you're having a fun time. I hope your travel there was safe and speedy. If you're there, I hope you're having a great time and everything is going well. I believe last time I looked, I just was scanning social media because I'm not really into social media. I was scanning and I was seeing that Erica Schultz was doing a signing. You already know Erica Schultz. I'm a huge fan of her. I'm actually reading through issues 1 through 3 of Rat City, so I can get to the newest issue, which is issue 4, which is her writing for a Spawn character in the Spawn universe. Spawn U, I think is what they're calling it. That hurts. I sprained my wrist the other day, so certain actions are a little awkward. This is kind of awkward. So I was actually putting on lotion when you're trying to get in the. You don't want to know that. Anyway, yeah. So congratulations to everyone who's there. Hope you're having a great time. Hopefully, maybe in the next couple years, maybe I'll actually go. Um, then again, maybe not. That's a very long plane ride, and I don't like planes. I don't really like planes. I don't. Even though I've flown a lot, especially in the span of a couple years, I flew. We're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, did. I hope you're all having a great time. I hope you're all. I can't wait to hear some of the news from there. Marvel has their thing there this year. Haven't had it. I don't believe they had it last year or the year before that. So I'm curious. No, they didn't have it last year. I'm curious to see what they're going to say. Also, this is the first year that Marvel has had a movie come out also during uh, San Diego Comic Con because Deadpool and Wolverine came out today. Wolf's coming out tonight. So that's big. That's huge. That's a lot, right? Haven't really had that. So to have that kind of instant gratification, maybe some people got to see it earlier and they'll be there to talk about it, ask questions about the movie in Hall H. Who knows? But anyway, I'll be talking to. Actually, no, I won't be talking about that next week because I won't be here. That was a bit too happy. That truly was. And I apologize for that. I do. Kind of, sort of, maybe not a lot. So let's get on to some Kickstarters. Okay, so Kickstarters are a plethora of them out right now. I didn't realize. I thought that Worlds Away, Volume One, the graphic novel, was still in Kickstarter. It's not, but it smashed its goal. So congratulations to Damian Becton. You know I'm a fan of that series. Absolutely love it. If you could find one of those purple T-shirts, a brother would not be mad at you. I'm just saying. You let me know how much it would cost. I'll pay shipping and handling. You just put it all up together, wrap it in a bow, or not. You don't. I don't know why I said the bow part. I really don't. It's late. I'm usually like trying to wind down right now. I don't know. But yeah, so congratulations to him. Amazing. Worlds Away is a favorite of mine. Absolutely love it. And I'm happy to see that there's going to be a graphic novel of it coming out. But we've got some other Kickstarters that are here that we need to be talking about. So let's talk about Dragonfly. This is going to be a graphic novel as well. Um, as of right now, we still have 23 days to get this going. Well on our way. Got a great start, doing over 1,000. Let's keep it going with the momentum. I love the fact that this is like a um, James Bond with aliens. I think I read some of the first issue, possibly. I don't remember. It was a while ago, but I'm excited and jazzed about this. I love the idea of. I've been wanting kind of more spy stuff. I've been looking for that as far as comics and not necessarily James Bond, something different from that, but just still in that spy genre. So to have a sci-fi alien spy comic definitely hits. I'm loving the idea of this. So I'm excited about this one. I know I've read a couple of comics I want to say from this company. I think I'm trying to remember. At a point, I'm reading too many damn comics and it's starting to overwhelm my brain. That's why I need a little bit of a break from reading comics, which I probably will not take a break from reading them. I will continue reading. But I'm excited about this because of that fact, and also being able to have a whole graphic novel, a whole trade of it, makes it so much better because you can keep going and you can get a little more immersed in the story. Um, Sometimes when you're going issue to issue, you can forget, especially if there are a certain amount of time in between. You can forget what happened. You got to go back and reread it, which can be fun, but sometimes you want to just keep that story going because it helps with that immersion. So a graphic novel trade like this is right up there. I'm happy to see that you're doing it. This is going to be awesome. And like I said, I'm very excited to read this. Let's keep it going. The link for the Kickstarters are going to be in the episode description, as always, folks. So go check them out, see what tiers you like that are in there, and let's get this one going because it looks like a lot of fun. Let's be real. So yeah, let's do that. The next one's going to be Project Wildfire. Now I'm sure quite a few of you are familiar with this one and the character, and yeah, I mean obviously, this is Project Wildfire. This is about a young man who's an inexperienced hero, who is um, kind of given this drug so he can fight monsters and creatures that were created with the same drug formula chemicals that he was created with. I love the fact of young, inexperienced heroes trying to do their best. Sometimes they do the job, sometimes they fail, but learning along with the process. Sometimes I don't want somebody who knows it right off the bat. You need that growth and that character arc, just like we are as people. We grow at times, and that's what's important about it. So I love that. Now with this, we have 23 days left to go. Nice amount of time. We're well on the way with 4,300. Let's get this going. Now this is from someone who's very much out there, Quinn McGowan. I miss your wrestling promos. I'm going to be honest with you. As a wrestling fan, when I see you come out there with the belt over your shoulder and giving a promo, I miss that. I really do. I know, you're doing so many things right now, and maybe that creatively, maybe you left that behind. But I just always would like sit there and watch your promos because it gave me that kind of that old school like 80s Southern wrestling kind of, that I always picture like Shivani standing next to you, asking you, what are you going to do tonight? And you just laying that promo out for him, which is awesome. That's just me, what have you. But I'm excited to read this one. I've always seen this one around, but I didn't get a chance to read it ever. So now seeing that we're going to get the story of Will Watson and his adventures as an inexperienced hero trying to do his best and just still be a black man. I love that. I always love the suit too. This is a great use of a cape. This cape feels kind of like a Spawn Superman cape, like it's there. Some capes are kind of, you can take it or leave it. I think if the cape wasn't on him, it wouldn't be the same. I think the cape really makes the image as well, which is why I love it. It's very striking. Also, maroon. I love the character. I love the color of maroon. The art is incredible. I absolutely love it. And oh god, it looks great. Jeez. So I'm just a huge fan of this. I mean, look, Gail Simone giving praise for it. A great mix of the best of classic superhero storytelling with a new voice and vibe. Hurry up with the next issue so I can find out what happens. You gotta love it. Always having people, especially people who are looked at as being iconic in the industry, and having them say something about your project always has to kind of gas you up. And Quinn has always been doing great work and doing amazing things. So I'm excited. I'm happy about this. I'm looking forward to this. Let's go. Like I said, you've got 26 days for this one. Folks, go in and donate. Kick in for this because you're going to have a great time. Episode description link. It's in there. You already know the drill, folks. It's there. You already know what's going on. So next one is Aura. This one is, excuse me, Aura of the Fall. This is from Wiseacre. Wiseacre. I'm a huge fan of Wiseacre, mainly because of Magnus. You already know I love that comic. Talked about it on here a few times. Even got to have them here on the show for an interview, which I was very happy about. This is one that's new to me. Aura of the Fall. Myth meets drama in a legendary tale of destiny and power. It's the Young and Restless meets Children of Blood and Bone. First off, you had me at the Young and the Restless. Even though I'm not an avid watcher of them, I am an avid soap opera fan. GH is my thing, obviously, but I have watched Young and the Restless. And having it combined with Children of Blood and Bone, already there. So we've got 27 days for this one. We're almost halfway there at 6:45. Great start. Let's keep it pushing with this one. I guess because of Wiseacre. I trust Wiseacre. I'm a fan of their work, and I believe in them. They're a pretty cool company. Like I said, I got to speak to them, and they were just really nice people. And I'm excited to see what this new team is going to bring us as well. God, these covers are beautiful. Jeez. I just love when a cover hits me and it kind of makes me go, wow. The art is looking diabolical. The story is going to be something, like I said, if you have that mix of soap opera and then the myth and mythology aspect, I love stories like that, as you will see in a comic that I'm going to be reviewing in a few minutes. I love anything like that. So we got 27 days for this one. Wiseacre is great. If you haven't read Magnus, go and check that out. I really enjoyed that. So if you enjoyed that, I know you're going to enjoy everything else they've got going on. And the newest project is Aura of the Fall. Please go and check them out. 27 days left. They're at 645. That's a nice start. Let's keep them going. All right. Oh, wonderful. And that, folks, is everything for our Kickstarter. So you always know I try to put the links in there so you can go check them out, so you can go and pledge. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. You love it. We all definitely love it. So next up is going to be some reviews. So there were a lot of comics. I've actually been kind of binge reading comics lately, but I'm going to get just because I had to catch up because I had like 5 issues of something, five no, so I just had to catch up because it was ridiculous. Also, I have a reading goal coming up, which I have like a certain amount that I like to do during summer, sometime certain amount of time, certain amount of comics I want to do during the course of a year. It was 100. Turns out I hit 100 like in April or May. Didn't realize I did. I've been going a lot. Didn't realize I was reading that much. I thought I actually cut down. The most I read in a year, I think was 2022 maybe, was over 200, maybe 214, 224. It's a ridiculous number. I don't want to go that high because that's just overflow. But at that time, I was going through a lot. Everything was happening with my mother's health and all. So I was going through it. So yes, calming it down, but I will always have quality over the quantity. And we've got some quality ones right here. So the first one up I'm going to bring up is Vicious Circle. This one right here had me kind of going through it. I'm not even going to lie. Now, not gonna lie, I read this one on a lark, and it was absolutely wonderful. I loved it. So it's written by Mattson Tomlin, illustrated by Lee Bermejo, I want to say, letter by Becca Carey. This is great. It's a time travel, um, sci-fi action thriller kind of story. So we start the story. This man is in bed with his wife. Um, Having a wonderful having a wonderful morning. The sun comes in, having family time at the breakfast table, and then it kind of gets a little dark because father says, "No, don't go downstairs. No, the rule is not to go downstairs." Downstairs, there is a man chained up in the basement, trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this, and then it goes weird from there. You have these two characters who are killers. One is a trained assassin, the other one is a killer, and they are bonded because they're both unmoored in time. When one of them kills a human being, doesn't count for animals or insects or anything like that. When one of them kills a human being, the both of them are flung through time, past or present or future, doesn't matter. Back and forth, kind of like a ping pong ball. And they're both thrown into the same time period and have to figure it out. This really hit me because of that. It's almost like a bit of a paradox. And there's a point where they're going through time. They're being jumped through time because he gets free. They're being jumped through time and has to figure out, well, I need to get them because his wife, the man attacked his son and his wife. And she says, I want you to get him for us. So to do it, they're flung through time and they end up in the future. Then at a certain point, they end up in Nazi Germany. And the man goes, well, I'll have to get back there. And he goes, and the first people that he sees to try to kill, the trained assassin, the first people he sees that he tries to kill is a family that's hiding from the Nazis. And he goes, I can't do this to them. So he has to wait. I love that. I love little details, like little subtle nuances of, I need to do this, but I'm not going to go after this family. Little details like that, along with this incredible art that changes, that is different from time period to time period, absolutely drew me in. This was an impulse read. I just happened to check to see if it was on Comixology Unlimited, and it was. Bet I'm spending like $5 a month for those. Might as well get it. Checked it out. Absolutely, immediately ran to the second issue. It really pulls me in because of that, and I'm wondering, how is he going to get there? What was he doing going after this guy? And you find out more in the second issue of why they're both unmarred in time, how it happened. I'm waiting for issue 3 to come out because this is like, I was all a tingle reading this, and I was so worried about it. Uh, Incredible story, amazing visuals. Obviously, I love the different time periods because it gives you a different feel, and the issue ends in such a different way than it begins. Because in the beginning, it's this man who's in bed with his wife, who he loves, and at the end, he's in prehistoric times. Completely two different ends of the spectrum. Definitely kept me riveted. I would love to see this as a mini series, live action on. I would say Yahoo. Yahoo. What? Why did I say Yahoo? What the hell? On Prime, Yahoo. Jeez, what the hell's wrong with me? Yeah, on Prime, I love the action aspect of it as well, and it just gives you so much of. There's just a depth to the story, and you're really worried, and you want to know how they're going to get back. There's no rhyme or reason of when they're going to be there, when they're not going to be there, and it's exciting to me. Every page I was excited to see what was going to happen. So yes, check this one out. Excuse me. It is a Vicious Circle, and it is from, say it with me, folks, Boom Studios. Can't go wrong with their company. Cannot go wrong with Boom, honestly. So the next one up is Kill All Immortals. This is from Dark Horse Comics. I talked about this when it was about to come out because the story interested me. So think of John Wick, and then Greek mythology. That sound about right? Sound good? Okay, cool, whatever. So we have this family who are industrialists and millionaires, billionaires, what have you. Turns out the family is actually the family of Eric, the Red, the one who came to America and landed here and was like, oh, okay, came here before Columbus. Notice I haven't said the word discovered because you can't discover a place when people already live there. A comedian once said, that's like somebody, while you're sitting in your car, somebody goes up to your car and says, this is my car. And you're like, no, I've been here the whole time. This is my car. It's crazy. And how they deal with business rivals as far as just laying waste to them, obviously, with axes and all of your old Viking weapons. There's a daughter. The daughter does the opposite of the family. She does a lot of philanthropic work with the money that she has, charities, all types of funds, galas, funding, housing, all different things. And it's her just trying to distance herself from that because she's bored with being immortal. She wants to just be this person who does good. Meanwhile, her brothers and father are just being the most billionaire Viking that they can be. Billionaire Viking it all the way. Viking it? Viking it? Viking it? I don't know. I'm trying to find a word that does not exist. Vikinging it. Yeah, it's not working out. So now this someone is coming after them. Possibly a rival family, they're not sure, but she runs to the family island with her, I want to say the guy that she's seeing, who happens to be a reporter who was doing an interview with her, and then it goes from there, and he finds out that she is an immortal, and we go from there. Story's great, it's fun, action filled. Sometimes you want a comic that's not necessarily deep, but that hits you with a really cool story. And that's Kill All Immortals, like I said, it's from Dark Horse Comics. It's written by Zach Kaplan. I'm sorry, I apologize. Art is by Fis Oslo, colors by Thingo Roche, and letters by Hassan Atsame Elaho. I hope I'm pronouncing your names right. If I'm not, I apologize for butchering them. But I definitely enjoyed this. This would be a great movie. I would love to see this. It kind of felt almost like a if I saw this as a movie, I would think of it as a as an old guard kind of feel because of them using their old like Viking weapons. I like that kind of feel to it. Just gives a bit of a deeper edge. No pun intended. I apologize. Oh, my sprained a wrist. And it was just cool to see. So I like this. So this was a fun one. Kill All Immortals. I'm not sure if this is going to be a miniseries or an ongoing. Either way, I think it should really be more of a miniseries. Maybe 4 or 5 issues, I would say. Feels about right. And enough to tell the story on this one. I apologize. Excuse me, folks. So yes, that is a fun one. And the next one is Namor, or Namor if you're in the comics, if you're in the regular Marvel MCU. This was, I didn't even know this was coming out. I was just an impulse buy because I love the cover of seeing Namor, Imperius Rex, and being in a hospital bed looking like someone just beat the holy hell out of him. I wanted to know what was going on. This is Namor. This is out of Marvel Comics, obviously. Um, I really enjoyed this one too. Because it's a different Namor than I'm used to. So maybe that's why I like it so much. But what have you? Our writer is Jason Aaron. We've got artist is Paul Davison and Alex Lins. Color artist is Niraj Menon. That's a pretty first name. It's awesome. Letter is VC's Joe Caramanga. So this is basically I did not know what happened before this, but Namor is in prison. He abdicated the throne of Atlantis, and he's in prison for his crimes against the people of Atlantis. He feels like he's wronged them, which is different for Namor. So it's him kind of paying his penance for doing that. And he's in jail and he's being kind of, not even kind of, he's mistreated by the guards. They keep him away from water. Even the slightest bit of water can keep him strong. So he's dehydrated. He's not at full strength. They have ankle uh, um, um, like shackles around his wings, so he can't even fly. And he's just trying to just be. And instead of him trying to break free like he can at one point, he actually turns around and goes back into his cell. And then he thinks about himself as a kid and his memories and uh, this group of kids who take him to see this fish who his mother tells him, don't go, don't go. He goes with them and they try to kill him there, these kids. And he has an epiphany at that moment that he has to change things, that he's not going to be what they want him, and how he decides to do it is very ingenious. I'll tell you at the end. So he has some forces from Atlantis come to the prison. They're going to try to kill him instead of breaking him free. He fights them off, and he has a point where he can go. He can go into the ocean. He can be free. He can be rehydrated. It would only take one dive, and he will be at full strength. He is Namor. He is a submariner. He's the king of Atlantis. He decides not to. He turns around and goes right back into his cell. And then it turns out that there is a power vacuum in Atlantis. It's broke. The entire ocean, the entire oceanic world is broken up into 7 kingdoms. Obviously, the 7 oceans or seven continents. It makes sense. And Stingray comes up and tells him, we need your help. Everything's in disarray. There's no power vacuum. Can you take the throne back? He goes, no, I don't want to take the throne back. I was not right to my people. I hurt them. I shamed them. I'm sorry for that. This is my penance. This is what I have to do. And he finally talks him into it. And he says, okay, I'm going to go. And then he decides to go back to Atlantis and get everything back. But he has 4 days. He has a working work release where he gets 4 days to fix everything. And then at the end, you find out that what he did to those kids was he didn't beat them up himself. He rallied the people. As a child, he rallied them. He said, they chose to harm me, and I am your prince of Atlantis. So in essence, they chose to hurt Atlantis. They chose to hurt the people of Atlantis because I am of Atlantis. And the people end up beating the hell out of these kids that went for him and tried to kill him. This comic hit me a little bit because of where we're at and the way it talks about. I'm going to show you the panel in a second. The way it talks about how, hey, there's a power vacuum here in down here, and the world said, we're going to take away the citizenship of Atlanteans. We're going to kill them on sight, and at a certain point, this is we're going to fish them into extinction. like they would any other like dolphins or tuna or what have you. And that hit me because of what we're going through in America right now. So this hit close to home of how this country has seen immigrants and how they've looked at people from other countries and people who have crossed borders for a better life, which America has always said, hey, come here, it's a better life. But yet, when people have come here, you've done nothing but step on their necks, use them, abuse them, make money off of them, and then use their blood to grease the machine that is America, the corporation that is America. Using them just as cogs in the machine. And when one dies, you can just replace it with another one. I'm not going to get political because I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm not a political person. I'm not. But this comic hit me with it. When I read that, I had to sit back for a second and stop. And I was like, damn, okay. Hit. So this is definitely on my list for that and the way that was told. Jason Aaron. So, I mean, obviously, I'm going to enjoy that because Jason Aaron just writes well, obviously. Excuse me. And that's what's important to me with that, is that he wrote it in that way on purpose. And I can appreciate that. So this is Namor, like I said, Namor or Namor from Marvel. And this is the one that I'm definitely going to be checking out because I enjoyed the hell out of it. There you go. So those are the reviews for this season. Hope you enjoyed all the comics that I've talked about, that I have shown up on here. Oh, I also want to say I'm in the middle of reading it, but Silk Cotton, Colleen Douglas. I had her on the show before. Her comic came out. It's a nice size, as you can tell. It's a little bit smaller than like your regular comic, which I like, but it's still jam packed. I think it's like 200 something pages, which is just jam packed of amazing stuff. I'm on part 2 of this so far, and I absolutely love it. The art feels just right for this story. It's got the mythology, it's got some horror, and it's got some stories I don't know, which is what I like about it much. So, Colleen, thank you so very much for writing this book, and I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to dive into this. Go check out your comic book shop. The digital is also available on Comixology if you want to get it, but I definitely recommend you get this. You can actually go to the Colleen Douglas's website as well. I'm not sure if it's in English yet, though, if they have it in English for the print and the PDF, but still, go check it out. It is well worth it, I promise you. Yeah, Colleen Douglas definitely has I was already a fan of her work just in general, but now I'm even more of a fan thanks to that. So awesome. Okay, so it's not Friday, but let's pretend it's Friday, right? Let's put on our thinking caps. Let's pretend that it's Friday for your wellness check. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Did you take your medicine? Did you drink water? I'm not asking you. I just want to make sure that you took your medicine, whether it's a physical, mental, or emotional ailment. I want to make sure that you took your medicine so you can be the best you that you can be. That's what we need. It's very important to do what you got to do to be you and to feel good. What I found out this week, what I've needed for quite a while, but I never gave myself that opportunity, was space. You need to make space for yourself in whatever it is, whether it's at home, whether it's at work, whether it's mentally, physically, what have you. You need to make space for yourself. You shouldn't have to shrink into everyone else's lives or work or what have you. There should be space for you. Sometimes we say you get in where you can fit in. But you also don't want to kill yourself trying to get in where you cannot fit in. Make that space for you because you need that. You need space to grow, to be you, to be more of you, to evolve. You need that. Without space, you just kind of shrivel up and you stay this little husk, and then you can just die like that. I don't want to see anyone die like that. I want you to grow and flourish and thrive and be the best you that you can be. I don't want you to just survive. I want you to thrive. Because surviving is just living. I want you to thrive in what you're doing and feel it and flow with it and have that good time and just be, because it's important. That's important. All right. You know, that's important. Eating. And I got to have great time last Saturday with friends. We had brunch at Melba's. Obviously, it was banging. Oh God. I had catfish and waffles, which now that I'm saying it out loud is quite possibly the blackest thing I have ever eaten. Well, not the blackest thing I've ever eaten. Sorry, sorry. It's the blackest meal I've ever eaten. Let's say that. Yeah, yeah. Let's say that. But it's their catfish is to die for. It's amazing. And the waffles are always on point. They're absolutely incredible. But afterwards, we wanted to get ice cream. Now I wanted to go to Mikey Likes It, but Mikey Likes It is closed down. I did not know that. I wanted to go. I want to go to a black-owned place. I want to see black people serving ice cream during the summer. I need that. So we didn't have that. So instead, we went to a place called Trudy's Ice Cream, which was which was incredible. They were really nice as well. And this was in Harlem. This was maybe 6, 7 blocks from Melba's, I think, maybe something like that. It wasn't more than maybe a 10, 14 minute walk. We didn't know where we were going, so I think it took a little bit longer, but maybe a 15-minute walk, if that. So this place was great. They had gelato, they had sorbet, and they have ice cream. Um, you can get a cup, a cone, what have you. I ended up getting a cup because if you know me, you know I don't like cones. Just because I don't want to get ice cream all over myself, everything. I got maple walnut. Absolutely yes. It was a perfect um, uh, accomplished accessory to the eggnog waffles and catfish I had earlier. Oh, I also had the egg rolls, spring rolls. It was rice and beans with spinach and a little bit of cheddar cheese in there. Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. Or as Jabba would say, you shut your face. You shut your whole face. It was delicious, absolutely. And the ice cream was just on point. The walnuts, it wasn't like big pieces of walnuts, they were crushed. And so you got little pieces of walnuts throughout the ice cream, which I liked. Sometimes I do like to have a whole piece. More if it's butter pecan, I like to have a piece like that, the larger piece. But this worked out well because the smaller pieces worked well with the maple flavor in there. Sometimes if you get like a whole walnut or something in there, or if you get the whole nut, it can overwhelm you. Because if you have too much nut, like it gets in there. And I hope I'm making someone uncomfortable by saying that. Um, and I loved it. Uh, it made excuse me. It made it yes, absolutely yes, absolutely. I'm all for the cup. The cone. As a kid, I used to get the ice cream all over my hands, so they get sticky. So I have a thing about my hands being sticky. Like that's why I don't eat ices or anything because sticky hands. I used to hate that as a kid, and I wasn't able to wash my hands right away. Hated it. So he has a cup all day, uh, and it worked out wonderfully well. I loved it. So if you are there, go check out their ice cream. I think Jabba may have had the sorbet. I think she may have had that. We had ice cream. Absolutely, it was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. The maple was, um, it just doesn't go. It just wasn't. I don't know. It just I really I wish I'd gotten a bigger cup of that too. I really do. I wish I'd gotten a bigger cup. Yes, that yeah. You know what? I hadn't even thought about that. But normally, what I do is I'll actually just let it kind of because I like my ice cream a little melted. So yeah, but biting cold ass nuts and ice cream hurts your teeth. It hurts your teeth. It does. I used to like to let my ice cream melt a little bit. I like it a little like almost room temperature. And it was a really hot day, so it melted a little bit anyway, and it was perfect because they got a little softer, so sometimes you crush them easily. But this was perfect. It didn't overwhelm. It didn't take away from the maple of the ice cream. So the walnut was perfectly crushed. Absolutely recommend this place. It was perfect. And I had a great time there. The people were really nice too. They were really nice and awesome there. So yes, go and check out Trudy's Ice Cream. in Harlem. The link is also in the episode description. You already know I got y'all. I got y'all in there. Check it out. If you go, tell them the Hungry Bleak sent you. Yes, and have the maple walnut. As long as you're not allergic to nuts or anything. As long as you're not allergic to nuts, have the maple walnut. It was delicious. I loved it. Yeah. So that was my adventure in food. So on this episode, where it is the penultimate episode of the season, um, I've had a great season. Thank you so very much to everyone who's been on, from all the guests I've had. And I've had a lot of guests this year. Holy cow. It's ridiculous. I usually don't have this many guests, but I was so honored to have people who were coming and asking me to be on the show. What? Todd Johnson was like, hey, can we be on the show? He and Larry Johnson of Tribe. What? I've had people who was their first interview. I've had people who was their like probably 1,000th interview across the board. And I love that. And I'm so honored that I got to interview so many people and so many incredible people and see their comics and read their comics and whatever they were working on, see it come to fruition. It's and the people who have, and to my pancake heads, you all already know I love you all. Everything that you do, the way you support me. I have a friend named Ferdy, who as far as I know, is not a comic book head, but he is like, hey man, after every episode, I swear to God, I don't know if he's watching or reading. I think he's actually watching instead of listening, and he'll text me, yo man, that sandwich was crazy. I need to hit that spot up. Do you know where it is? I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where that place is. We will definitely go. And I love that. And I'm like, like I said, I don't even think he's a comic book head. But for him to come out every episode, he's right, like at least an hour after every episode. Hey man, yo, that sandwich was great. Yo, that burger was great. That steak, that seafood, whatever it is, he's saying it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, are you watching the whole episode? To me, that's amazing to me, and I'm always honored by that. So, which leads me to the bleak perspective, is that I've learned that I no longer use the word deserve, because I've earned my spot. Actually, I've earned more than my spot in certain terms. I won't say I deserve anymore, because I've earned it. I have read the comics, I have analyzed them, I have talked to the people, whether it was before I was doing a show or after I was doing a show, while I was doing a show. I've talked to different creators of varying ranges and from all across. I've talked to people, like I said, where it's their first interview and it's their 1,000th interview. I have done the footwork. I have talked to comic book shop owners. I have talked to people in detail about comics. I've had fun with them. I've read everything from something that I truly loved and enjoyed and just was ready to give my heart to. And I've read one issue of a comic, and I read, actually not even whole issue, 5 pages of a comic, and I was like, this isn't it for me, and I put it down. What it takes someone 10 paragraphs to say, I can say in 2 sentences and boil it down for you. I can make it as relatable as possible, or I can word it up a lot and give you alphabet soup. The spot that I have in my little niche corner of geek culture, I've earned. And the spot that I'll have this time next year, I will have earned. And the spot that I have next year, I will have earned. I don't deserve any of this, but I've damn sure earned it. Comics are a medium that I love, and they've brought me happiness and joy. They have saved me from incredibly dark times by making me laugh, by making me cry, and by making me cheer and root for this character to get through it, because if they can get through this, I can get through this. During a breakup, I was reading Hotshot, and Hotshot is a superhero that was going through a breakup, and I said, if he can go through a breakup and he's got powers and all this, what have you, then I can get through this breakup. I've read a comic that made me think about my mother and everything she's been through with her health. And it made me just pause take a breath and go, today was a good day. The next day, let's see what we got going. I've read a comic that have made me bust out laughing, literally, because of how ridiculous it was. And I've read comics that have made me want to fall in love. So I love the medium. I love talking about it. I love analyzing little parts of the story that maybe somebody didn't notice. And I love just having fun with it because that's what it's for. And it's for everyone. Comics are for everyone. And I have earned whatever spot, whatever niche, whatever little corner I've gotten, I've earned it. I've earned the reputation I have, as small as it may be, and I've earned whatever credit I have. Again, whatever small it may be. And all that matters. So I say all that to say, I've earned it. And I'm going to do whatever I can to bring more light to those who are not getting the light that they deserve. The Hungry Bleak is for everyone. The Hungry Bleak is for new comic book readers, old comic book readers, in between. I am here for all spectrums, all identities. I'm here for the LGBTQIA+. I'm here for Black women. I am here for differently abled. I am here for everyone. If you do not feel represented by a podcast or a web series or whatever, you will feel represented here because that is what I do. That is who I am. I'll get off my soapbox, but I know ain't nobody else can stand on it. So on that note, folks, I am Antonio Pomares. This has been The Hungry Bleak. Thank you so very much. I need you to tune in tomorrow at the usual time for now. Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. I will be having, on my season finale, I will be having award-winning author, crowd favorite, founder of Virtuous Con, Cerise Rennie Murphy. She will be here to talk about her new book, excuse me, In the Garden of Light and Shadow, The Chronicles of Ada St. James, which looks phenomenal. She'll be talking about her being a journeyer, which is what I call people who are journeying from con to con to con, event, and how this book is incredible. It looks amazing. I can't wait to read it. And I'm not much of a novel writer, but it's definitely out there, and I want you to check it out. Well, no, it's hopefully because she's working on it now. Hopefully, it will be premiering at New York Comic Con. So another reason to get to New York Comic Con, obviously, because she's awesome. And she also talked about the future of Virtuous Con and what that can look like this year. So I'm all for it. And Cerise in a culture full of talking heads, Cerise is a voice, and there are not very many voices in geek culture, especially not Black geek culture. Let's be real, there aren't. Oh, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. And this year, actually, a couple weeks ago, I got 100 subscribers. Thank you. Look, that may not be a lot to some of y'all with the viral and everything, but for somebody who's doing it organically and who doesn't get to do it as much as they want to, and who's doing it the way I'm doing it, I appreciate each and every single one of those subscribes. Like I said, each and every one of my pancake heads, I enjoy you all, and thank you. I am Antonio Pomares. I'm the Hungry Bleak, and this space is for everyone. No clicks. None of that. None of this, what have you. I'm here for it all. As long as you are not problematic and a jerk, I'm here. So I will see you all in a couple of months. Hopefully we'll have some new things going on. And thank you to my team as well. Thank you to Robert Jeffrey, writer, amazing person. Thank you to Jabba Chan, aka Ashley Watkins, incredible artist. And thank you to my brother in geek, as always, Michael Williams, reviewer. Thank you very much for all the work that you guys did. We'll keep doing it because we're gonna have some fun things ahead. All right. Have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. I appreciate you all. If you miss me, go to YouTube, check out all the old videos that I've got going up there, and send me some love if you want. I'm not the type of person to say like, subscribe, and share anymore. I don't. You do what you feel, but you know I'm here. All right. So I'll see y'all later. Have a good evening. Just hurt my wrist again. God damn. Y'all have a very good one. Peace. Thank you.